Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight. Thank you for being here this evening. Notice is hereby given of a regular meeting of the District of the Board of Directors to be held at 105 Port Road, Port Isabel, Texas on October 26, 2022 at the hour of 5:30 p.m. for consideration of business of the agenda below. This notice is posted at the office of the district on October 21st, 2022 at 11 a.m. in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551041, 551050, not less than 72 hours prior to the time of the said meeting. We do have the presence of a quorum. Today present we have Mr. Blotter, Dr. Lalonde, and Mr. Friedman. Absent with notice, we have Mr. Starkey and Mr. Donahue. If I may please have everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation.
Right.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Heavenly Father, please bless this day and let us have a wonderful meeting, and we just continue to learn from your guidance. So we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Charles. Let's carry to item 3, invitation to the audience for public comments. Staff, board, members of the audience.
I just want to remind the public that early voting has started, so just make sure you vote.
Thank you. Very important.
Also, Mr. Chairman, we just wanted to notify the board, in case you don't know, we have another water leak under the bridge.
When did this pop up? Today?
No, it's been about a week or two, something like that. But we were trying to get out there so we get a picture of it. It's at a much lower place, but and I believe we do have the part for that. We're looking into it. We're trying to see if we can get a barge.
Is that the part that's already closed off or a different part? I mean, is it where the bridge is closed off now to be able to access and work it?
No.
No?
Well-
This one, you don't have, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go to it.
You don't have to close the bridge because it's underneath the shallow part of the
Oh, okay.
lowest part of the bridge.
If we get a barge, then we can get to it from the bottom, because it's only about 30 feet from the water. So we're trying to see what is the best solution to get up there. The problem is that it's going to require at least 4 people under there.
Well, this is the 4th, 5th leak we've had this year, basically.
Pretty
So,
much within a year. It'll be 4.
okay. So,
We're hoping we're getting it, take care of that within the next 3 to 4 weeks. We're trying to get it organized to be able to do this as fast as we can.
Why do we think we're getting all these leaks all of a sudden?
That's a good question.
Is that an age
We've been trying to
pipe?
figure that ourselves. I'm
just an
sorry.
aged pipe, you think? I mean, ultimately, does the whole pipe need to be replaced? Is that kind of what you think? or-
That and a lot of movement with the traffic
Vibration.
that's going over it.
You don't think the pressuring on and pressuring off of the system has an effect on it? You know,
Well, I'm
like
sure
we've
it has
had
to
breaks on the
some
island, we back out
Right.
water.
It could be part of it, but
That could
mostly
be
the
part of it, yeah.
vibration and the age of it.
That bridge, I guess when was that, 1970? 72? So the pipe is at least 50+ years.
I guess we probably need to have that in our planning studies for future.
Unfortunately, that was one of our worst nightmares, is that we keep having water line breaks under that bridge, and it gets to be very costly.
Well, yeah, that's the 5th one this year, probably 4th for sure. So, okay. Anything else? Zoom, anyone?
So that's the only way the island gets water?
There's another lake.
No, we have another water line. It's a 24-inch that goes through LIV and to the south part of the bay. It's in almost where Pier 69 used to be.
Is that open and working?
Yes, both of them are working right now.
That's where we had that one problem, remember when the one was shut off and then that one
Right,
The leak.
because we had the line under the bridge shut off at the time when this other water line broke,
Great.
and we weren't able to repair it fast enough.
So when this one under the bridge broke, what happened that it broke the first time? Just luck, or no, that was when the guy hit
It's
it?
pretty much the same thing has happened now. It just broke by itself.
Yeah, the guy that hit it hit the other one, and this one was broke down. They hadn't repaired yet.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
No, we were just talking about when we lost water 100% that one time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it's like, hey, it keeps breaking because it was fine for 50 years and then suddenly we turned it on and off because somebody bumped it, and now the pressure and depressure is what keeps doing it. You know, maybe it can all be traced back to one issue, but you guys, it doesn't seem like you feel that's the case.
Well, it was working.
It's a
pretty
victim
good
of
there
wear.
for a while.
It's a victim of age.
Okay, thanks.
Item 4, consider and discuss for possible approval of the minutes for the regular meeting from October 12th, 2022. Motion made by Mr. Potter, second by Dr. Lalonde. All those in favor, none opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Item 5, presentation by Point Isabel School District November 2022 bond election information. Welcome. Please state your name for the record.
Thank you. Christy Gonzalez. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for Point Isabel ISD. Today I have Fernando Lopez and Miss Sonia Harry with me. Ms. Capristan does apologize for not attending. She had a meeting that ran a little late, so I am here in her place. I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation. We have a bond election this coming November. We have approximately 1950 students, about 340 employees. We run a school from pre-K through 12th grade. We have 4 campuses. 12's too many. 4 campuses. We have bond propositions coming up for this November election. We have 3 propositions. On August 22nd, the board voted to approve an order calling a bond election for $29 million. The citizens can vote for or against this proposition in order to borrow money to be used for the construction and improvement of school facilities. Proposition A is for $17 million. It's for our aquatic center. We did take this last November. Unfortunately, it failed for approximately 15 votes. It's going to be able to provide swimming lessons to all our elementary and junior high students. We'll have a UIL swim competition tournament for junior high and high school. We'll have access, community will also have access to the pool. And the proposition also includes for land acquisition if needed.
Where do they want to put that building?
We don't have an area just yet until the election happens. So we won't be looking officially until then. But we do need a good piece of land for that. Yes. It'll be an enclosed aquatic center. It will be all closed up. Proposition B is for $9.5 million for school improvements, including district-wide furniture, campus renovations, any renovations that the campuses want to do, and additional safety items. I know right now we're doing fencing. You can see the fencing around the campuses going up. We also have several other safety implementations, but this will be able to provide additional safety for our campuses and school district. Proposition C is for our Tarpon Stadium. This includes our scoreboard, our concessions, restrooms, additional seating, field house, and field upgrades. So we do need additional seating. Sometimes our students have to sit on the track during football games, like for our band. So the additional seating will be beneficial for us. So how will we pay the $29 million? Well, we have in our tax rate, we have 2 parts of our tax rate, our M&O and our INS. The INS part is for our bonds. So we will be using that part. So basically we're shifting money from one to the other, which will still decrease our tax rate from last year's bond of $1.009. And we're gonna set a tax rate for next year for 91 cents, a net of a 9-cent decrease for our bonds. 91.587 is our proposition for this $29 million. So if you're age 65 or older and have registered for an age exemption, your taxes will not increase from the year your exemption was approved. So if you have an exemption, taxes will stay the same. Our tax rate at our school district is the lowest in Cameron County and Region 1, all the way from Laredo to Brownsville. Even with this new tax rate of 91 cents. Election information, as stated earlier, early voting started on Monday. We have it all the way through November 4th. Polling places, all here, South Padre Island, Laguna Vista, Port Isabel, and also in Los Rezos, and several other locations. Election day is November 8th from 7 to 7, same locations. We did want to give a brief update on our last bond and the items that we have been doing quickly. We had a band tower already put up with these monies for our students. Our band is going to competition already. We also have our baseball, softball, tennis court, clubhouse going up. The completion date is for December of 2022. If you've passed by, gone to any of our events, you see those going up. Actually, they're laying the turf this week as well for our baseball and softball. It's looking beautiful. Tennis. Restroom upgrades, that also was completed for our students at our Garriga and Dairy Elementaries. They also look beautiful. Miss Harry can attest to that. She's a principal at our Dairy Elementary. Safety updates, we also wanted fencing for our campuses with the bond last year, and that's already going up. You can see it in front of the high school. The other items that we're going out for bids for are our auditorium at the high school, the teachers lounge at the high school, junior high locker room upgrades, employee lounge at the junior high, and we're also renovating a gym into a stage and sound system for our junior high. We're working on our career and technology building, walking trails for all the campuses, a transition learning center for our students, outdoor learning centers, basketball courts, and then ADA compliant playgrounds and canopies. So all that is in the works. We're getting with our architects, the design. The bid should go out soon for that. And thank you. Please exercise your right to vote. Any questions?
How much was the last bond approved for?
The last bond was approved for, I believe, 26.
And then we already tried to float the swimming bond.
Yes, that was last year, and the field.
We're just gonna keep doing that till we get it?
Well, we did get a lot of community members asking to take it back again as well. So this is what we're doing. We had the opportunity. Our financial advisors told us, hey, it's good. We're going down 9 cents from the last bond. Why not? It's a good opportunity for us to try to get it back in this year, definitely.
So with the passing of the previous bond for roughly 26,
That was just for
and possibly the passing of this
this
one
one.
with the $53 million, if they're all passed, we'll still have that same tax rate?
We'll have a lower tax rate than
Right,
last year's.
Right.
Than the one that was passed with last year's rate. It was $1.009. We're going to
Okay.
91,587.
Just wanted to.
Yes,
make sure.
correct.
That's very important for people to know all of that.
Yes,
So
and
that's what
we
it
did
comes
say
to.
at last bond that we were gonna keep going lower, and we continue to go lower than that tax rate we presented last year. Any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the update. Anyone else? Questions, comments, anything about the election? Okay. Let's move to item 6, General Manager's Report. Pros?
I'd like to mention that the percentage combined of Amistad and Falcon Lakes are 32%. We've been above 30 for the last 30 days. 30, 31, 32 is the highest. So we're just hoping that it will go higher as time goes by, and we get more rain during the winter.
That concludes. Item 7, District Engineers Report, Charles.
I just have one update here for this main office parking improvements. I don't know if you've driven through the back, but seen the parking addition that we finished out. Got that access taken care of on Tarpon Fields. And it's good timing because they're about to start construction on Port Road, where it's going to be handled through the Port Isabel San Benito Navigation District. And I believe the bids are due tomorrow, and they're looking at starting work here in November. And so kind of have a compressed set of the road plans here with a phasing, where basically what they want to start up right in November is to get this work done. That's going to close this intersection and have that, try to finish out that portion of the road by February to get it back open again for spring break. So when they're phasing, they're gonna be putting Caliche Road, extension on the south half of the road, and all the access is gonna be coming in by that port.
Is this gonna be a 4-lane road then?
It'll be a two-way left turn and then 1 lane in each direction when they finish
Are they
it.
gonna rework this front entryway? Cause it's very awkward coming and going on this corner here with the
Yes, I think this little Y is gonna become one-way street.
one-way.
Yeah, it'll be one way in front of Isabel's, and then all the traffic will be forced to go through the light. And then that blue phasing is basically how it's gonna, all the blue is gonna be closed off between roughly November until they finish that first phase 1. And so, the only access from Port Road is gonna be the drive-through lane. I believe that green access there at the corner, there'll be it's gonna be for the admin office for PI, for the Port Isabella building. And then we're probably just gonna keep our dumpster and keep the fence closed and have all of our traffic coming in and out of target fields for employee access for the duration of that phase of construction.
How many people use the drive-through, would you say?
Good question.
I mean, it's a big usage.
In a day?
No, just, yeah, I guess roughly a month or, I mean,
I don't have those numbers.
How
But
many a
I can
day,
get them.
5 or 30?
Oh, I think it would be closer to 30.
Okay. Asking an
A
accountant
day, yeah.
a question like that. Well, I don't know it exactly. Give him
Yeah, I don't have an exact
know,
number.
it could
but,
be a 1 or a million.
Yeah, and it changes between, on the days closer to the due dates, we have 3 different due dates. So the days right around the due date, we get a higher amount of traffic, and then it fluctuates on the other.
So is it that, see where it's like black lines, diagonal black lines, that'll still be open? Or that'll be the
Yes,
connection?
all that, if you see that black line where it goes past the shading of the existing edge of pavement, all that's gonna be a temporary, like, caliche, that just to handle the traffic during that, one half of the road's under construction. So that just looks like a headache, but that's how they're phasing
Oh,
out.
you'll
the
love it.
project.
I work in Los Fresnos, it's fun.
spot shifts everywhere.
Maybe the same guys can get that deal.
Yes,
Fun and
it's-
sad.
and there is one good thing, we did coordinate, because in front of our truck barn, this parking's in pretty poor condition, and there was also a low spot, so it ponds, and all that water sits there and eats up there's nothing really left of asphalt, it's mud in the potholes. And so when they regrade this road, that's gonna give us a way to drain it to the street. So basically, after the road is regraded and in place, we'll be able to fix our parking lot and correct that drainage problem.
What's the timeline gonna be on this project?
Through July 2023. So I guess this first phase, or at least the intersection, should be opened up for spring break in March, and then it's gonna go all the way down to industrial. That's the other end of the job. Who's the engineer's report?
Thank you, Charles. Item 8, consider and discuss for possible award of professional engineering, design, and construction management services for Long Island wastewater and sewer improvement, RFQ number PE 22-10-01.
All right, so we did advertise requesting qualifications. We received 3. Had our professional services committee on, I guess it was Wednesday, October 19th, we received the proposals. We met on Friday for the meeting, and I don't know if you want to have any input.
No, I'm gonna move that we approve it.
All right, yeah, I just basically recommend ranking the firms for the 3 firms we received. First one being Sigler Winston Greenwood Engineering from Westlaco. Second being Cruz Hogan Engineering from Westlaco, and third, Casa Engineering from Harlingen. And then just request approval to start negotiating with Sigler Winston Greenwood for the contract.
I make a motion that we request approval.
Motion for approval by Mr. Botter,
Second.
second by Dr. Lalonde. Are all those in favor? They are. None opposed. Motion is carried. Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Let's move to item 9, Director of Finance report.
So I just wanted to report to the board the federal government's number for cost of living adjustments to Social Security was just published. It came in at 8.7%, and what was put into the budget was 2.5%. So based on what the board decided during the budget process, we'll proceed with making the 2.5% adjustment to budget, to our wages.
Okay. Thank you. Let's carry to item 10. Consider and discuss for possible approval the purchase of a softener system for water plant 2.
Chairman, members of the board, we need a water softener to help us extend the life of components from the microfiltration system at the water plant number 2. The calcium built up and damaged the heaters. The price of the heaters is like $25,000. So this will help to extend the life of the type of equipment. The staff is recommended for approval for purchase of water softener system to Culligan Water Condition RGB for $15,050.50.
That's a motion made by Dr. Lalonde and seconded by Mr. Botter. All those in favor, they are. Any opposed? None. Motion does carry. Thank you. Item 11, consider and review the expenditures from October 1st, 2022 through October 15th, 2022. Any questions, comments, discuss anything? Otherwise, acknowledged by Mr. Botter, acknowledged by Dr. Lalonde, and acknowledged by Mr. Friedman. That takes us to item 12, adjournment. Adjourns this meeting at 6:55 p.m., 5:55 p.m., excuse me.